What's up, you guys? Mez here, and I wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to record. And a lot of clan members in BH have been asking me, Mez, how can I get in on one of these teamcam HDs? Well, first thing you're gonna need is some recording software. And this is gonna go for people who have pretty decent computers. You're not really gonna be able to record that efficiently and in good quality on something that's barely able to run Battlefield. This is something where if you have a good computer and a good amount of hard drive space available, then you'll want to do, just because you can make a little money on the side with me, because any profit I make on a team cam video, I'm going to split the difference with you and send it right to your PayPal. So this can help you out at the same time. Now, there's two big choices for video recording. There's a bunch of them out there, but these are the two main choices. You got Fraps on the right here, and you have Dxtory, which is what I use, which is on the left. Fraps is generally good if you have a hard drive that has a really high write speed and you want simplicity. And Dxtory is something you want to use if you want as many customization options as possible. Now, Fraps, you're only really going to be able to record in one codec, and that's the Fraps codec. And whereas Dxtory, you can see right here, my choice of codec recording is basically unlimited. It's just limited as to how many codecs there are out there. So a little more customization, actually a lot more customization available on Dxtory. Now, Fraps is about $10 cheaper. You can get it off of fraps.com. It's generally a pretty simple piece of software, and if you have a hard drive with a fast write speed, then Fraps, I would say, is probably the better choice for you. Let me just give you a quick tutorial on this. Now, another thing that Fraps will do that's a really good idea is it'll show you your frame rate. Now, I always say you need to have at least 60 frame rates in Battlefield to compete really with the pro players. One way to find out what your frame rate is to get Fraps, and in this area right here you can customize where you see, where your frame rate is. So it's pretty cool. That's probably one of the good reasons to get Fraps. Even just the trial version you can get for free, and it'll still tell you what your frame rate is, and you can benchmark as well. Now, for recording on Fraps, so YouTube, you're gonna pick your key to record. You're gonna pick your capture settings, and frame rate is a big thing right here. So YouTube, it doesn't record, or it doesn't show more than 30 frames a second. Now, a lot of YouTubers say it's good to go a little bit higher than 30, but if you're like me and you have a hard drive that just basically teeters out right at 30 frames per second, where if I go higher I'm going to get frame drop, I stick it right to 30 because that's right where YouTube is, and I don't notice that big of a difference if I go higher. And what I do notice is the higher you go, the more hard drive space you're going to friggin' destroy in a shorter period of time. Now, this is the thing too that I don't like about Fraps. You can't exactly choose your exact resolution you record in. You can record full size and half size. Now, I have a 2560 by 1600 resolution monitor, so to record full size is recording in Ultra HD in 1600p, and that would eat up a 500 gigabyte hard drive in no time, and your hard drive would not be able to keep up with writing that fast. So when I do it, I choose half size, and I go from there. Now, you want to record Windows 7 sound, and you want to record your microphone. So see how here I got it chosen as microphone. Now, if your microphone doesn't show up, if it says something like what you hear or something like that, you're going to want to go to your sound recording settings, click on your microphone, and click on set as default. And then you'll restart Fraps, and then it should show up right here in the middle. And if you have any problems with that, guys, just send me a message in the comment section, and I can fix you up. And that's pretty much all with Fraps. You can choose to record sound in multi-channel if you have a surround sound system set up, and you can set up for frame rate, or for screenshots. So you can set up to take JPG, whatever format you want. There's 4 different formats, and you can include your frame rate just to, if you want to show me what frame rate you're getting when you're running the game. That's cool too. So that's Fraps for you guys. Now on to Dxtory. Now this is a little more advanced. There's a lot more settings you have to learn. Just like Fraps, you can get it just for the frame rate counter too. If you don't have the computer to record, you can get Dxtory, even just the trial version, and then it can show you the frame rate you get. And you can also do something called limiting your frame rate. Now, this is a cool thing. I'm not using it right now, but you can use it to limit the amount of frames you get so you're not overtaxing your system. Now that's the thing, when you play a game, your system's most likely going to run at 100%, and it's just going to try to nail out as many frames as you can get, even if, unless you have like something like VSync on, and then it's just going to limit to your monitor's refresh rate. Now for a while, I was running at limit video FPS to 100, because sometimes my game would go up to 130, 140 frame rates, and my GPUs would get pretty hot. Now when I limit it to 100 frame rate, my GPUs wouldn't run at 100%. It would kind of scale down just to run at that frame rate. That's the same kind of thing with VSync too. It'll kind of scale things down a little bit in your CPU and your GPU to kind of run at that frame rate. I eventually turned it off because I found MSI Afterburner, and that kind of just adjusts the fan speed to keep everything cool in the system. And but it's an interesting thing that Dxtory has if you just get the trial version. And you can obviously get the trial version just to try things out too, just to see how it runs. Now here's the biggest thing with Dxtory. It has a thing called RAWCAP files, and when you record with Dxtory, it's not just going to come out as an AVI unless you have it set to just use one hard drive. Then it'll come out as an AVI. See, what I have here is I set two hard drives up, two identical hard drives, both right at 100 megabytes a second. And you pretty much need 200 megabytes a second at least to record in 720p at 20 frames per second. So just think what you need to record at 1080p at 30 frames a second. It's a pretty high number. You need some fast write speeds for your hard drive. Now if you don't know your write speed, that's fine. They have a benchmark right here. You can run the benchmark, get your exact write speed. I usually go a little bit higher than what it says. And you go from there. And then the higher you can get it, the less frame drop you're going to get. And I'm sure you've seen on some of my older videos when I first started Dxtory, I would get some frame drop. Here you set your hotkeys. They have a lot of interesting and useful hotkeys you can set. And here you go, your codec settings. Now these are pretty important. I use the Lagarith lossless codec. The Dxtory video codec is also pretty good. I use multi-threading, and you want to put it at the lowest quality mode because I don't see that big of a difference, but what I do see is big time hard drive difference. Now you put it on the lowest quality mode and you're eating up, you know, a quarter of the space you would be eating up if I just went to the RGBA method. Now the frame rate, I scale back to 20 with this. Now when I render my videos, I upscale to 30 frames a second, and I don't notice that much of a difference if I was recording at 30 or 20. So I run it at 20 just to keep my hard drive space low. Now right here is where you set it to AVI or RAWCAP. Now you set it to RAWCAP, and you use 2 or 3 hard drives at the same time to record your files. And then when you're done gaming, you go to this RAWCAP converter, and you'll see the videos you've recorded that are in RAWCAP file, and then you'll select which ones, and you'll hit like build all files, and then it'll build it into a AVI file so you can watch it. And you can preview your videos here too before they're built into AVIs in that file. So it's a really interesting thing to kind of combine the write speeds of 2 or more hard drives. I mean, if you had like 30 hard drives, you can hook them all up to record for you, and it won't slow down your in-game gameplay. And now here you have, this is what I really like, is the choices in audio settings. You can have a lot of different audio streams recorded at the same time, and you can choose the volumes for each, and you can choose the qualities for each. Now if your game's running 24-bit, you know, stereo or multi-channel, you know, you can choose the audio codecs. It's very nice. But when you go and you get done recording and you make your RAWCAP, you're going to want to right-click on your file and hit split audio streams, and I'll show you that in a little bit. You obviously got the screenshot settings. You can set the compression. You can set the scaling. It's very nice. A lot of options for screenshots. Now here's another one of the things. Let me switch to BF3. Is if you have 2 or more GPUs, which I have 4. I have two GPU cards in my computer. You're going to use this multi-GPU fix. Now if you have more GPUs than one, you're going to want to use Dxtory, because when I run Fraps, it basically turns off 3 of my GPUs, and my games run at 25% of the frame rate that I would be getting if I wasn't recording. So with Dxtory, it doesn't affect that. Now there's a lot of settings in here. The two I use are obviously the multi-GPU fix and the synchronous surface lock. Now synchronous surface lock basically eliminates a lot of the frame drop. And it helps a lot. If you have a CPU, you can use two threads to help with processing the video recording, and that's what I do. I find that is the best setting. I mean, obviously I have a 6 CPU setup, so yeah. So anyway, on to the actual video part of this. Now I just recorded a video today. Let's see here. So I use Coral Video Studio Pro. Now after you record, you're going to have these massive files, and you're going to want to drop the size down a bit. And usually you want to do that right after you're done gaming. Just get your computer running to render these videos out in a more usable, way. So inside Video Studio, you're going to take the videos that you recorded. Now this isn't one that I recorded, this is one that I've already compiled. You're going to drop it down in your Video Studio. Now like I said, you would right click on it, and somewhere in this drop down menu would say, split audio streams. You split it, you take your audio files that you get from your audio streams, you bring it down into your recorder, line it right up with the video you recorded. What I do is I mute the video itself, and then I just use the audio streams. And you'll adjust, you'll take your audio stream, right click on it, and so like say this is my audio stream, you'll open your options, adjust the volume mixer so that it's comparable, and not like your voice is super loud and the game's super quiet. You want to mix it so it's pretty even. And then you'll go through, and this program's pretty self-explanatory, create your video. Now what I do is I use the Blu-ray codec because it looks the best, 1080p, and you'll save it. And then when you save it, you can go back and edit it again, edit it up, cut everything up, and then upload it to YouTube once it's rendered. I think the M2T is the best format to upload to YouTube. Before that I was using WMV, which is also pretty good. But it's up to you. You're going to be experimenting a lot by yourself, but I hope this helps, guys. I'd like to see some more teamcam HDs. I think they're the best type of entertainment is when you can get multiple camera angles. And I'm looking forward to your subscriptions to or you guys handing in some videos so I can edit it up with mine. So yeah, get in touch with me, try to game with me some, and record with me, and let's coordinate this and make some fun entertaining videos for us to share. Take care, guys.